Everyone will have a seat. I'm going to call the docket, and we're starting a little bit late today because I had to swear in jurors downstairs. All right, when I call your name, let me know you're here, please stand. In custody, we have Jasmine Hunt. That shouldn't be on the docket. That should already been taken care of. It was withdrawn. Okay. Well, I mean, motion for new trial was granted. She is now in the mental health court. Okay. In custody, we have Frank Sanchez, Jonathan Allen, Virgilio Balsadua, Jacob Cavazos, Jesus Mendoza.
He's present.
Thank you. Raph Pettis. In custody, we have Carlotta Garcia, Brandon Anthony Reese. Thank you. In custody, we have Justin Sumi, Amadean Smith, Terrence Bowie, Jack Bernal, Ray Abaya, custody, Kent Yates, Jonathan Olag, Leslie Cox. Thank you. Paul Cantu, custody. Tomas Hernandez. Daniel Hernandez. Gus Gallegos, custody. Stephen Estrada, custody. Jose Sanchez, that's at 11.
That's the one that we spoke about on Friday. That's it's wrong.
All right, thank you. All right, anyone present whose name was not called? All right, everyone, please confirm.
Judge, on Mr. Jesus Mendoza, he actually hired Pedro Martinez.
So Mr. Hancock is no longer.
That's actually, I'm sure that's, I think Jason and I talked about that. That's what the computer shows. I think he made his bond here
Yes.
recently, so. We might have filed, because it kicked us off the system. I think we filed a second notice.
I talked to Ray and he said that that's one.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right, this seems like a very light docket.
Judge, it's because of, obviously we're supposed to go back and then had raised other cases.
So here's the thing, we're no longer doing light dockets for Odyssey because even though they're saying it's coming on board in May, I will see that, believe that when I see it.
Right.
So we're no longer taking Odyssey into consideration.
And that's the only reason we adopted the one.
Okay.
Because I wasn't doing my work. Oh.
Sure.
Still? Yeah. Probably.
All right, Deputy Laura, the book, The Inmate. It shocked me.
It shocked me too, and I needed to talk to someone about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was just,
Right?
oh, it is very good. I'm telling you, her books, they need to be made, either they need to be on Lifetime on a regular basis, or either someone needs to make movies out of them. I mean, Frida McFadden, she's bringing it.
Redeem myself from what? No, we're gonna. Oh. No movements, just nothing in there. I was living in these little ones. Oh, this, right there. This is not gonna work. I mean, come on. Do the bubble. Say, oh,
Here, see Scott? Yes. He's up for him. Because I knew he was up there. Yes. Oh. No, I haven't set for tomorrow. I think it's gonna be sorry, so the weeks. What did you do? I'll bring you up here just for
oh, my God. Is that the index up there? Is that all index?
Bring him up in the next projection. I'm sorry.
What's that?
It's good. Hey, my fault. At least he didn't say old.
Because I'm in that category now.
No, you're not. Both of you guys. You both. That's the only thing. Only thing we got going on, right?
But it's 2022.
And that's what I'm talking
Well, it's on probation. Not.
about. I don't know, it's all right now. How are you?
My kids now, so I usually I tell them I had to convert, ask about.
So it's the $20.
Yes. Oh, that is, Laura Metzel. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
No, no, the contest.
Okay, that was before. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All the chief surgery, so most experience, okay.
Yeah.
You did it well, because I went to clean that. Good.
Worried all that.
And Tyler, late last night.
No.
Yeah.
Are you saying that it's like a long thing at some point? Always says time. Why is that? Why is it smelling?
It's like trying to change this.
No, no, it will. That turn. Yeah. Usually by Google, I'm usually like, so. There was nothing good yesterday.
I weird, I was just talking. The carousel of theory, which is fair. I was saying, you know, I wouldn't. And I back. About rare, it's about. Yeah. That's why I was saying that. It was already the game. Oh, okay. Oh, was it? Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Mel.
Yeah.
Leslie Cox.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello. All right, you're scheduled for jury trial. All right, I need a reset form for tomorrow for jury. And you'll need to be here at 9.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you. And I do have the acknowledgement of discovery.
You should, Judge.
Ralph Pettis. All right, on this case, you have all the discovery.
You should, Judge.
All right, and an offer was tendered and rejected.
We've had an offer. We've made a counter offer, but it's been rejected at this point, Judge.
How long do you expect this jury trial to last?
I think it's a 1 week trial, Judge.
All right.
There's multiple counts. We'll have witnesses on both sides.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Ralph Pettis, I need this on the jury trial docket as soon as possible. And 3 days.
So, see, I signed one, Judge. Explain that you're gonna, I guess you was executed.
Yeah, but I mean, that's. We don't have to hear
I can do the 13th February.
All right, we'll come back on February 13th.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
She'll fill out her alley, I said.
That's very cool. Very cool. I'm sure she did. Yeah, that's actually. What's that? No, I don't know which one, but I'm asking her family, hey, which one are you looking at? Okay, yeah. Oh. That's all.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
I'm just gonna do the first one.
Understand that. All right, Jesus Mendoza.
Yes, Judge, let's approach.
All right. All right, so we will be back tomorrow for jury trial.
Yes, Judge.
All right, give them a reset form for tomorrow at 9 a.m.
You have a seat. You have a seat. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Give a moment.
Sure.
Did you go to turn off the?
Okay. Could you mute us, please?
Sorry. You know, Zach,
Yes, Judge.
now that he's engaged, it does bring memories back of something that happened to me.
Is that right, Judge?
Yes. I mean, believe it or not, I was married very young,
Okay,
we enjoyed our life,
okay.
met this old man, very old. And guess what ends up happening?
What ended up happening?
Yes.
I wake up, I look in the mirror, and now I am the old man.
Is that right?
And I'm trying to tell my husband, hey, I'm your wife. He doesn't see me though. He's like, this old man maybe needs to see a psychiatrist, because this is an old man, it's not my wife. Meanwhile, when I go back to the place where my husband and I live, guess who's there?
Who is there, Judge?
The old man, but he's in my body.
Is that right?
And you know what ends up happening?
I don't know what happens.
My husband is finally able to see me for who I am. Even though I'm the old man, I'm like crying, begging him, hey, I need your help, I need your help. And guess what ends up happening?
I'm not sure I know what happens in this one.
It's just a prelude to a kiss is all it is.
I'm gonna do some research, Judge. Research your life real quick. Oh.
So, yeah. And guess what? Obviously I got my body back because here I am.
Absolutely, Judge Ryan. I'm sorry, Judge Boyd. Adding it to the list, Judge.
All right, the party's on Jonathan Allen. Thank you, Diana.
Yeah.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 11097, State of Texas versus Jonathan Kane Allen. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
David McLean for Jonathan L.
And are you Mr. Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Are you the same Jonathan Kane Allen who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 11097 for the offense of injury to the elderly bodily injury on July 27, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, state?
Violated condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jonathan Kane Allen, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of August and September 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
No objection, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
No.
All right. Do you want to speak to him about that? All right.
Yeah, I envision.
Yes.
Mr. He's not on the docket, he's on the docket for now, but I guess if there's a deputy spot. I know for them to request a police officer,
Mm-hmm.
and I had talked about them, they were gonna request him for Tuesday, but I guess they requested him for today.
Yes.
He's not here, Judge.
Yeah. So they will bring him. If you could have Robert Porter come up here.
Robert Porter?
Yes.
Because it was at Vinnie County.
Robert Porter. Hello.
This is a writ of attachment on the visa condoning set tomorrow.
All right.
Individual that has been seen.
Okay. Right, there you are. You're welcome. All right, we're going to go back on the record. In 2022 CR 11097, State of Texas versus Jonathan Kane Allen. Sorry, Jonathan Kane Allen. All right, Mr. Allen.
One thing is, do you know that both times I was arrested, I was not read my Miranda rights? I mean, you know, that's what you're going.
All right,
Remember,
so,
it's not-
well, let me just explain this to you, Mr. Kane. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, Mr. Allen, you're on probation.
Yeah.
So the issues about your case where you're saying, oh, somebody didn't read me my Miranda rights, or this search wasn't a good search, that's something that should have been brought up before you were placed on probation.
Okay.
You've been on probation since July 27th, 2023.
August 8th. I've been on probation since August 8th, 2023.
Well, according to your motion to revoke, You were placed on probation on July 27, 2023. All right, so here's the thing. Where we are now is you're on probation. The state has just read the allegation. They've waived all the other allegations. You've pleaded true to that allegation. So what I need to know from you now is, do you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, I could find it true. Do you understand that?
Yes,
And do you understand that I could find you guilty? Do you understand that? Because this is a violation of your probation. Do you understand? Now, I can find you guilty. I could place you on probation, even though I found you guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that I could also find you guilty, not place you on probation, and sentence you anywhere from 2 to 10 years in the prison? Do you understand? And up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, your counsel and the state may have come up with an agreement. You understand that? You have to
Yes.
say yes.
yes,
I don't have to follow their agreement. Do you understand that? Because you're on probation, and probation is a contract. And it's not a contract with your attorney. It's not a contract with the state. It's a contract with the court. You understand?
yes, sir.
So we're here because there's been some complaints about you that you're not following the rules. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
All right, so the court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Sorry. There is, Your Honor, we're asking that you deny the motion, continue the defendant on deferred, and he's going to go to DDRF judge and remain in custody until space in DDRF becomes available.
All right. So do you understand what DDRF is? Has that been explained to you?
Yes.
All right. So I see that there are some mental health issues, and he's had mental health appointments. Sometimes he makes them, sometimes he's not able to make them.
Your Honor, my client has he's got a diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia.
Mhm.
And there are times when these appointments come up and he's not able to really understand what it is that they're doing, and the paranoia kicks in, and he will sometimes refuse those. There was supposed to be a interview that was done on Thursday, this past Thursday, which is why we set it for this morning. He did not make that interview. I've discussed it with him. He really doesn't understand that he even had an interview. And so we've talked about the importance of making sure that that interview happens, that it's necessary for him to go to DDRF, and that he understands, and he is willing to comply and get that interview done. He just struggles a little bit, Judge.
Okay. And what is the wait time on DDRF? All right. What we're going to do, I'm going to recall this back. All right. We're going to come back in 6 weeks to make sure that everything is on track for him.
That sounds good, Judge.
All right. So let me see. I'm going to give us slightly longer than 6 weeks. We're going to come back on March 25th to see where we are. Yes, phantom date. Is that a good time for you, counsel?
So the PR on court date?
Huh?
PR on court date, that's what I haven't,
You are fine.
I don't know anything about it.
All right. Is March 25th good for you, counsel?
It is, Judge.
All right. So we'll be back on March 25th. Mr. Allen, it's not going to show up on the docket sheet, well, in the computer system that you're set for March 25th, because if we actually show that, then what will end up happening, any transfer that's in the process, it won't happen. So it's just to make sure, for me to know where you are in the process and make sure you get transferred as quickly as possible. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My client is not here.
Zach,
Yes, Judge.
did I tell you about my time in the military?
Sure.
I'm 0 for 1 today, Judge, but I would love to
I'm gonna
hear
make sure
about
he
your
signed the
time in the
reset form,
military.
because otherwise he has no reason not to do.
So this is what ends up happening. In the past, when I was just, and I say military, but technically I was sort of someone that had experience in certain things. And they
Okay.
said, we need you to come in so we'll know what to look for, right?
Okay, yeah.
So believe it or not, they sent me and Marines on another planet.
I don't know.
Like there is life out there. So we go to this other planet and I'm trying to tell them, look, this is all you bringing me. One of the Marines kept saying over and over he was getting short, that he was going to be retired. And so I was like, okay, you guys say you can handle this, you can handle this. So we land on the planet and we start walking around doing investigations because other people had been sent on the planet,
Okay,
sort of like, trying to make it livable.
okay,
So they're missing. They're not calling back to the company that sent them there. So we're going there, we're investigating, can't find them anywhere. Lo and behold, guess what ends up happening?
what ends up happening, Judge?
We find this little girl. She doesn't talk, she's in shock. She has this doll. Don't tell him about my experience.
No,
Deputy.
Judge, no, she was,
So-
that was not an
Yeah.
inmate.
So she has this doll. And I'm still telling them, hey, we need to watch out for things. Things could be going downhill. So guess what? They hear these beeping sounds where they say, guess what? We know where these people are because all of the people had trackers on them.
Okay,
So guess what? We go looking for them
okay.
and it's very dark.
It's bringing
Very
some thoughts,
dark.
Judge, yes.
And it is so hot and people are saying it's hot, but guess what? One of the Marines says, yeah, but it's dry heat.
Okay.
And so we're there
Mhm.
and all of a sudden things are going dark. They see somebody, they think that person is alive. The person wakes up and they say, hey, they're alive. Me, I'm telling them, no, this is a trap.
It's a trap. This don't
It's a
sound
trap. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. Next thing you know,
right. Uh-huh.
start getting attacked left and right. Left and right.
Judge, and what was attacking you? Was it like
I
a,
don't know, but I knew what it was.
Okay.
I had an idea,
okay,
but I hadn't seen anything because everything's going haywire. People are on their comms trying to tell people, hey,
sure.
Sarge, what should we do? Next thing you know, shots are being fired. And the sergeant's like, everybody calm down, stop, hold your fire, right?
Yes, Judge.
People not holding their fire. Next thing you know, people are reading on the panels where people are dying.
Because people are dropping like left and right, Judge.
Left and right.
But you made it out okay.
I make it out because guess what ends up happening? The lieutenant who's ahead of everybody, never been in combat before.
No, come on.
And I raced and I said, look, we have got to get them out of there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's like, what do we do? What do we do? And he's trying to give them instructions. And the sergeant is like, excuse me, copy, can you say that again?
Was Ripley on the ship with you, Judge? Potentially?
Yes.
Oh,
That's what people would call me. People would call me Ripley.
That's what they called you, Judge. See,
And I'm sure Deputy Laura helped you out. But you know what?
Judge, that was about,
Here's the thing.
that was nothing to do with your life.
Here's the
Judge.
thing. I've been on many adventures. So which adventure was this?
This was certainly not this is probably the first adventure.
No,
No, exactly.
that is so sad.
That is not what I meant, Judge. I meant it was anything but the first adventure.
I am telling you, this was the best adventure of them all, as far as heart pumping. You should know which adventure this was.
And I've seen them all. I swear to you. I know you don't believe. I've seen all of them. All of the first three.
All right, so let me ask you this.
I tell them.
On the adventure I went on, what is the major line?
The major line? Do you mean the line that a major spoke or a
A
major
line that everyone who has been on this adventure with me,
I swear to you,
would know.
I swear to you, I've been on this adventure with you.
You know, and it's sad that you have not been on this adventure.
I promise you I've been on this adventure.
But you know what? I will tell you, I think everybody would have survived if they followed Hudson's idea,
Okay,
which was to put her in charge.
I think that's about right, Judge. And that famous quote where there's,
So on.
don't give up on me, please.
Aliens.
Yes.
There were aliens.
I promise you I've seen it. And it was recent too. I watched, it was only in the past year, 2023, that I saw Blade.
Well, which Blade did you see?
Wesley Snipes?
Well, I mean, is it the first one?
The first one. I believe I saw Blade for the first time. I think I saw 3 of them, but maybe I'm thinking of the first 3 aliens.
But have you seen Blade Runner?
I believe I have. No, Blade Runner with Harrison Ford. Y'all are really messing me up, all right? I have, yes. Right, Harrison Ford's in Blade Runner. Not to be confused with Blade Runner 2049 or 2029.
Look at you. But the first one was the best.
I believe
That was with Daryl Hannah, Rutger Hauer, Harrison Ford. Those were the main characters.
Weren't we talking about last week, Judge? Didn't a famous actor pass away? Yeah. Someone, was it Apollo Creed? Did he pass away?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. We talked about that last week.
Yes, Action Jackson. Action Jackson. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah. That seemed to come out of nowhere.
What's going on? There's a lot of red on that.
You guys clearly don't do this, bro.
Well, no, Friday,
Never said it. Yeah.
I was like trying to get my head into the office.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. That's my think of it. We need to make do this.
Hello.
Apologize for running late. I'm getting over pneumonia and I had to do a breathing.
Oh, no
Quite
problem.
faint.
All right, thank you. All right, Tomas Hernandez.
He's not here, Judge.
All right. Could I have a prosecutor, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you sign the reset form. so.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9028, State of Texas versus Tomas Hernandez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Eddie Garcia, you're on.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:57 a.m. And your client was actually scheduled for jury trial. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Tomas Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. There's no one in the hallway.
All right, defense.
I have not heard from the judge. I sent him a text this morning asking him if he was in court, so he didn't respond.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we're asking for a bond forfeiture.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. All right, thank you. All right, and Deputy Laura, could you bring out Jacob Cavazos?
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll be doing a plea on Mr. O'Brien.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna run to the 144th for a moment and just cut a client loose, and then I'll be back if that's okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be back. Yes, yeah.
We're getting on there, just say what you had the experience.
Yes.
Hi,
Good morning.
good morning. How are you doing?
Doing fairly well. I picked up a new client over the weekend that has 3 new cases and an MTR out of this court. Do I need to file a motion to get the MTR? Have a
Who is
bond?
your client?
Who is it?
Yes,
Leon Small.
all right. Yes, if you will file the motion, Judge Nahara will hear.
That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, all right,
I
thank you.
intended to do that. I just wanted to see if I could short circuit.
Okay, you probably can circuit a little bit by seeing if the state will agree to a bond.
Well, let me do the motion. I'll come in with something in my hand.
All right,
Appreciate
good
it.
seeing you.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I cannot complain.
Oh, nobody listening.
Yeah, there's nothing to complain about, you know?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, yes, that's right. I guess we looked at the brother, but we'll see. I reached out. Yeah, November. Okay, that's. Let's see what happened. I did it. He's been around. In fact, yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So. Serious guy. I think there's some intent. Language. But there's some different that judges stand there. Yes. Something extra.
I didn't see any.
It was one. It's so wild because it's a match from the song. Back there, none of the flowers matter. I'm just talking out more. The last time he was in court, I think they were waiting to understand. That's the point. I'm confused about it. You're obviously telling me it's not. It doesn't look like, I mean, on our JD, it doesn't say. You see, I'm 13 seconds highway, and my friend did not. The highway master. The media is the. That's the word. It's fake, you know, that's right. It's a fake. Yeah. No. We had a good dinner together.
You need to cover.
Yes. Hi, Mr. Cavazos.
Yeah.
Hello. Have you had contact with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
All right, we gotta make sure do you want another attorney?
I don't have it, yes.
All right, just have a seat. We're gonna make sure you get another attorney. I have to restart my computer right now. Can you do the lines, please? Sure. Thank you.
Computers, if you want something. They can be working fine, and then when you turn them on, something you have. They're evil. 2022. Yeah, understand.
Diana, Do you by chance have the record for Scott,
I researched
Yes.
to think that it was just my computer, but
for him to review his
apparently it's
records?
more than just.
Yeah. What's the case number? So I can look it
Two
up.
thousand twenty-two CR seven.
It should be on your file because it's a trial.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get it.
You know, this is the one where the Court of Appeals wants him to review his record.
Look up anything.
You get the whole system online, darling, they should hire you.
I did.
Mr. Scott, we're getting your record for you so you can review it.
Mr. Hicks. How many?
Kent Yates. Hello, how are you doing?
I finally made it on Mr. Gates, and
Yeah.
I'm not, I know I don't have a real good excuse, but fortunately or unfortunately, it looks like based on what Mr. Garahan has just looked up to be completely up to date on. This is the guy, I just thought he might be malignant. We're still awaiting a second eval.
Yes.
It's a little
So
confusing, but I think.
what is
that's
the
where we're at.
status on that?
Well,
What's the status
uh,
on his evaluation?
I think
All right,
still
just one
waiting.
second.
Oh, sure. Well, anyway,
Let me ask let me send an email to the coordinator and judge for this.
for others, unfortunately, his two clerks that had been the most up to date.
That's true. And then there was the death.
Moved out, and so I don't think it's anyone's fault, but I think there is, he still is the coordinator, the coordinator is still
Okay.
the same, Angela Martin Del Campo. But
Yeah,
the
no
clerks have been interchanged around, so. The guy that'd been there for 10 years wanted to break, I don't blame him. I'll just stand aside over here and then.
All right.
I don't think there's a real good answer, honestly. I've kind of been down this question road before.
Well, I mean, the quickest way, because
Yeah.
once things go down,
Sure.
people don't use the phone.
I think,
Quickest way is to call the jail and see if somebody has seen him.
well, I've asked, one time when he was here, I did talk to the bailiffs. That's my sneaky backdoor way. And he was pretty good. And then when he came to court, you brought him out, he was before you. And he was basically mute, which I kind of think he might be malignant, but I can't be sure. I know that sometimes he's been clearly incompetent. I don't know if that's because of drug. He was out for a long time during COVID, and he stayed pretty good, and then he came back and looked like after some point he was back in jail, and just after that he got a couple of pretty serious cases of ag robbery and ag assault.
All right, let me ask you this. I used to have the number to the nurse at the jail. Do you by chance have?
Oh, Lord, no, I don't. I hate to say Lord, no, but I don't.
Let me see what the number is.
Dr. Garcia, I think, is still pretty available, and I'm surprised he's there. I really love the guy. I'm just surprised he hasn't retired 20 years ago, but he's been around. Judge, he was Dr. Sparks' right-hand man when I got here. You know, if you remember Dr. Sparks. I
Oh,
know you
yes, I do. All right, if you can call this number
Okay, let me,
and let me give you your client's SID number so you'll
probably
have
need
it.
to-
Oh, here you are.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
I was
Thank
right. If you
Forgive
come
me.
around, just come around, come around,
Oh,
come around.
Judge.
If you'll call the nurse and find out if your client has seen the doctor. Oh, Otisdorf,
Yes.
since he's male, if I didn't put the number on there, the last four digits because there's different for men and women, 6271. There you go.
Pretty much. Unless- Maybe she's thinking of the-
Yes.
So I don't think I did right. Absolutely, yes, I will do that for.
But so it's. But yeah, so it's.
Get the cars.
I mean.
But if you're not too busy on the floor, yeah.
Rich, did you know that Facebook is 20 years old today?
What?
I was watching that in
20 years?
20 years.
In other words. My car is on. Where my house is, miles off. And I'm not a resident. Or. I'm not a resident, so I'm not ready to live. I don't see how. you could- These, all these pickups weren't on it.
What about finance or do?
It was a way.
The longest time, so.
I don't know if they're not the old one.
This is the situation. Yeah. This is your buddy, my friend. We prayed. And then the third and
I'm sorry, who?
and then you can see, Venus did not service. He said, I can't serve any vehicle that doesn't service. Somebody's trying to say.
He's out there.
Which
Hernandez Daniel?
would be this.
Hello, hi, just one moment.
I don't think. I think it always.
Oh, everyone, please be seated.
Mr. Scott, if you'll come forward, please. Hello. All right. So, Mr. Scott, the Court of Appeals wants you to have copies, well, not have copies, but be able to review your record. So that's why you were brought back to review your record, okay? The attorney who's been appointed is Mr. Porter. He is just here to make sure that you get a chance to review the record. You understand? So he's not your attorney for legal questions or anything of that nature. It's just for him to make sure you have the records to review. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have any questions about anything? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you over tomorrow. And we may have you in here because I know we're doing a jury trial tomorrow, or maybe in the courtroom next door. But we'll make sure that you get a chance to see the records tomorrow. And if you need more time than just tomorrow, your attorney will let us know. So we'll make sure you get a chance to review them all.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
Will I be able to make notes or anything? Like,
Sure, you can make notes if you want to make notes. Okay,
Judge, I'll bring them up. Pat.
okay,
all right.
all right. So, Norma, we're recalling Mr. Scott for tomorrow at 9. Okay,
Just have a seat there.
thank you, Mr. Porter.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is Alejandro De Leon on the docket today?
He's not.
All right, so it's for a bond?
Just set his bond. Yes, sir.
All right, so this needs to go to Judge Nahara.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. No, no problem. Oh, let me ask you this. Have you conferred with the state?
I have.
And has there been an agreement or no?
There's.
All right. So are you all available to do this today? Judge Nahara may be able to take you today.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, if you can see if Judge Nahara can take them today, we'll get it done.
Thank you,
And if for some reason he can't take it today, then you can come back here.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
He's not. He's gonna turn himself in.
Justin Summy. Oh, I'm sorry. Before Justin Summy, Mr. Yates.
Oh, yes.
So you said that the doctor saw him on the 19th?
Well, I think it might have been the 20th. He was scheduled 19th or 20th. I think it was maybe.
All right, and that's of January?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I don't know how long it'll take. I know the doctor very well, Dr. Jones.
yes,
He writes lengthy reports, which I
Yes.
love to read.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date for Yates, 30 days.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on March 11th.
Actually, Dr. Scott, I find the most interesting to get people to talk.
Yes.
No, I don't know what he does. He just has a look.
He's a
about
whisperer.
it. I just got one back on a lady named Era Dean.
Yes. All right, Justin Summy, sorry, Justine Summy.
He walked out, Judge. Her attorney just.
All right, so just have a seat. We'll get with you. All right, Norma. Michael DeLeon is here for Cavazos.
I'm ready. I want to do.
Well, if it wasn't a motion to revoke, you would be ready to go. Yes, yes. He hasn't been here twice. And his client says he hasn't seen him.
No.
Mr. Cavazos, can you come down, please? We're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2014 CR 1189, 2016 CR 8201, 2014 CR 1188, State of Texas versus Jacob Cavazos. Mr. Cavazos, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. You were actually scheduled to be here last week, but your attorney did not show. Have you had contact with your attorney?
I don't even know what attorney did.
All right. And are you still unable to hire an attorney? Okay. So what we'll do is Mr. DeLeon is being appointed to represent you. You understand? All right, so you'll be able to converse with him. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I have no idea. The system is still down. We did, we started.
Jack Bernal.
Approach.
Yes, and you're on this side, counsel. All right, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today is your client's plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Bernal, are you accepting the plea or are you requesting a jury trial?
Judge, we're actually requesting more time. The first time you gave us a deadline was because we had just received some discovery that I had to review, and it was like a packet of 60 something odd pages. We were able to review that. And then this weekend, we received another memo that the DA's office put out that is again, raises some questions about the lab. And I need to just do my due diligence.
All right, and is that the same laboratory report that everybody's aware of where people are
No,
complaining?
So Judge, it's a memo where my understanding is that for smaller amounts, there was an error in the weight. My understanding from reading the memo is that it's weighted more in favor of the defense versus the state, as in.
Oh,
and again, Judge,
well, that's a good job.
that's a good job. And I understand that.
Mhm.
However, I'm just trying to cover
no.
myself here.
Oh, I understand. I mean, that may have other suggestions.
Yes.
All right.
And
I'm
I've already
putting-
conferred with the state. They are gonna leave their offer open. But if you could just give me more than time than you gave me this last time, Judge, because again,
February 20th.
20th is fine.
All right, that's your final plea deadline date.
Understood.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Here you go. February 20th, the 20th. All right, so we will see if there are other issues with the lab. Sure, thank you. Thanks, Paul. Have a good one.
I know it's on lunchtime. Yep, I'm already hungry.
All right, who's the attorney for Justine Summy? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So where are we with regards to the evaluation?
The hearing to request evaluation was done, the evaluation was done according to my clients. The doctor just hasn't sent anything over and we haven't gotten a date from Florida's court.
All right, so when did you see the doctor, if you remember?
On Friday,
Oh, this Friday?
yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this for 30 days. All right, we'll come back on March 11th,
Okay,
and hopefully by then, the report will be in.
If something happens between then, Judge, I think there's a deal in place already. I could come in and request an earlier.
Yes.
Oh, Judge, the 11th is spring break. If I could have even the Friday before or the Monday after.
All right, let me see. Norma, can you put this on March 18th?
Thank you, Judge. I'll have
All
to
right,
send
you're
the-
welcome.
Mr. Bowie?
Daniel Hernandez? Good morning. So where are we on discovery?
I think we have all the discovery, Judge. I don't think we've done a discovery acknowledgement yet. We can do that today, Judge. I would request a little bit of time. I haven't spoken to the officer, who's the complaint witness in this case, and neither has our victim advocate yet. I don't see it on the computer, so I would request a short recess so I can talk to him before I make a plea bargain offer, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. If you can recall this for February 20th. Is that enough time, State?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back on February 20th. At that time, the state is going to be prepared to tender an offer.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
I'll be in touch. Oh, Daniel, wait. I think we signed this way. Hey, guys. We'll throw by somewhere. Oh, by, yeah. So I can go back.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Okay, do you wanna, go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in a little bit. Otherwise, it's up to you. But, just.
Okay. Sure.
Yes, I just can't. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is a training, see him tomorrow.
Okay.
Get him all the way to-
Who is his attorney? All right, and see if they can pull his file in the back.
You already have it.
Oh, yeah, see if, Norma, see if Eddie can come back. Hank,
Yes, ma'am.
let me give this to you since you're already up here. And Norma, see if you can get Lorraine F. on here. Jonathan Oleg Ruiz.
We were here, I think about a week and a half ago on the psych eval. I have received the psych eval, I received it, but I don't have a setting yet. Apparently the coordinator was out last week with some other.
All right, so when did you receive the psych?
Um, The day in court, I went down there and they printed it out for me with their day lesson court, which would have been.
All right.
30th.
So
I
the
walked
report
down
has
there, They
been,
printed me a copy.
so the report has been completed?
It's been completed.
All right, so are they saying he's competent or not?
This says he's competent,
All right,
what they're saying.
so Ms.
But we don't
Ferguson,
have a hearing yet of a finding of court on that.
all
I
right,
want to talk to the family a little bit and go over some of the findings.
all right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, set this for the end of February. Well, not really the end because that's the jury, the special setting. Let's do it the first week in March. All right, March 7th.
Okay, it's very possible I'll be in trial that week, but I can stop by real quick.
All right, thank you.
I'm number one on the docket.
All right, thank you.
7? Okay.
Hey, I just turned in plea paperwork for that in Leo by a junior. It's gonna be a PSI case because they're not working. How far off will we get? He's in jail. Mom has one stories. Emotional verbatim from one.
And talk to your attorney. Guidance is golden.
Decision on that. Oh. Every day of the week.
And Norma, Warren Wolf needs to be back. He also has Okay.
You're a big fan of Sue Papa. You know, there's a great TV show from the 90s called Seinfeld. There's a famous character, it's a famous character,
Did you watch it?
the soup Nazi.
Yes, but what is the name of the librarian?
Oh, well, from which season, Judge?
No, there is only one librarian.
A librarian?
Yes.
You know, oh, you're talking about.
Yes, you're Googling.
No, Judge, I'm not even touching my computer.
I saw.
No.
You know,
Yes.
Judge, there's one question in that we've not seen, who was this, who's not his friend?
Julia Louis Dreyfus.
No.
of course.
No, absolutely not.
No, it wasn't.
Remember when she fought with him verbally?
Yeah, but they weren't friends.
Exactly, well,
Who was the friend of the soup Nazi? There's one character that was a soup Nazi friend. You would remember.
how about this, Judge? We'll say it on the same time. On count of three, we'll both say the friend of the soup Nazi. We'll say their name.
Okay, it's just sad.
One,
Sad.
2, 3. Judge.
Well, here's the question for you. And if anybody who had seen that would know,
Yes, Judge.
how did Elaine get the
that's not-
upper hand on him?
Oh,
But I don't
because she
think
caught him.
I'll look at it.
That is so sad. John, guess what?
Yeah,
He's never seen The Princess Bride.
I've never seen The Princess Bride. Ineffective assistance
Oh
right
my
there.
God. Inconceivable.
I've never seen
And I
it.
thought we were such great friends.
And we are, Judge, but you know I don't watch movies. I can't sit still.
Inconceivable.
No, I've never seen it. I know, and it came out, I'm right in the demographic for, I was in high school when it came out. Yeah. I know.
Then you don't know about true love.
I'm sorry to break your heart, Judge.
It's broken. It's broken in 1,000 pieces.
Probably last time, but
There
nature of the job.
you go.
Or even sort of picking from by it.
No, we're on lunch break at 1:15. Tell us concerning Mr. Ruiz. So, okay. Mhm. Well, that's on them, but that case is still going.
There was one last thing. I mean.
They filed a last minute motion.
Good, well, how are you, sir? You spent a week together. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I had pneumonia about 15 years ago. Spending time in the hospital, but it was terrible. Yeah. Your lungs hurt like that pain again. So weird. So, just recently. Okay.
All right, Donna, you ready? Court is calling 2023 CR 9950 State of Texas versus Ray Obaya.
Morning, Judge, we're present.
All right, could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
John Coons for Mr. Ovia.
Mr. Abaya, is that how you pronounce your last name? Okay. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. On the docket, it has Miss Enriquez listed.
Yes, Judge. She's downstairs handling another plea, and so Mr. Ovia and I have discussed everything, and he wants to go forward with the plea today.
All right, do you have any objections to proceeding with Mr. Kuntz?
No, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your
Mr. Baye, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did
Yes,
you understand it?
yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention, second or more as a state jail felony? Range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, Court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I should have.
All right, counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He certainly has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes and yes.
Mr. Abaya, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I should have. I understood it.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 18 months in the state jail facility. The state is opposing your application for community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 0986. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am. I read it and understood it.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The
Yes,
only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the plea?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
Any objections?
No, we've reviewed them, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I should have.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a
Yes.
right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understood that.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, off the record. So unless there's a PSI that's needed for the court, what I would need most is the criminal history. Otherwise, there's going to be a lengthy turnaround for a PSI, 6 weeks.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Judge. My client's mother passed away about 4 weeks ago, and they have a memorial service scheduled for her for February 27th. And so we were gonna try to ask, and as you read in the report, Judge, he didn't have drugs on him. He didn't have anything else. The other case that's being taken into consideration is also an evading arrest. He has several evadings in his history. I think there's sort of an anxiety or psychological issue when he sees a police officer, quite frankly. Ray used to have a drug problem. He has been clean now.
Okay, let me stop you.
Yes, ma'am.
So the state has given me
Yes.
his criminal history.
Mhm.
So do y'all want to waive PSI?
We would waive it if the court is going to consider putting him on probation without.
I mean, I'm considering everything. I don't know if there are witnesses to address.
This is a police report for the
Sure.
TSI case.
Again, Judge, if the court is inclined to grant his application for probation, we're more than happy to go forward today. But if the court is contemplating sentencing him, then we would request time so that I can round up family members and things like that to come testify on his behalf.
All right, so let's call it back, and I just like to have all the
I
information
understand.
to figure out what is going on, why he has these evadings.
Sure.
So how much time are you asking for?
Couple of weeks. I mean,
All right, so what we can do is the latest, because we have a special trial set here. It's a murder trial.
Hmm.
And it's one that I can't try because I knew the complainant.
What?
Oh, you knew the complainant as well. I think everybody knew him. It's Kevin, the person who was the photographer. And he did a lot of photography work for all the judges, and he was a student and he would always come in. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. to hear that.
So I'm trying to see if there's another courtroom where she can sit with a different court reporter, but so far no luck. So it would have to be maybe at the earliest for you, the week of February 12th or either the week of February 19th.
I think either of those would work fine with me, Judge, whichever works.
All
for
right,
you.
so we have the 12th, 13th, 15th.
Let's do the 15th, Judge, if that's okay.
Norma, is the 15th okay? All right, we're gonna do the 15th.
Okay. So that's just.
And on this case, it's coming back on sentencing for the 15th. And state if you'll hold on to this and just present those for me to review for sentencing,
Thank you, Judge.
and we'll come back on the 15th.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
All
Judge.
right, you're welcome. Does he need a reset form or anything?
I just told him and I'm notifying my office too, so if that's whatever you guys need us to do.
No, I mean, if he's going to be released on bond or something.
No, he's not, no.
All right. So we'll come back on February 15th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I used to watch it pretty religiously for the first time that you can do. So good.
And can you bring out Paul Cantu? LaShawn, mom's birthday is coming up. So I got to do some figuring. And you know, my mom is big on birthday cards, Christmas cards. You've got to give them to everybody early so that they can enjoy them. So I'm sending hers this month. Yes. Okay, I say that you guys need to keep me on the straight and narrow by sending them this month.
Only this morning. Starbucks, I think it's a little downside in this. Where's open? That tells you that.
All right, everyone. It is, Dinah, is it court reporting week? All right, it's court reporting and captioning week. That means we celebrate our court reporters. So attorneys, do not whisper when you're in front of Diana. And as you all know, they always want me to announce this, so I try to announce it. There's a shortage of court reporters. I have 3 degrees, not to brag, but the reason why I tell you all I have 3 degrees is because even though I have 3 degrees, the court reporter makes more money than I do. So if you all know somebody who is graduating from high school and want to start out making 100,000 base salary, they too can be a court reporter. It depends on your accuracy. And the flyer that they've given me, this is what it says. What can you do? High profile trials, breaking news stories for TV, because all of the closed captioning on TV, that's a court reporter. The House of Representatives and the Senate, major sporting events, provide a service for the deaf and hard of hearing. Where you can be while doing this, you can work remotely, work in a courtroom, a la here, well, not here because we have Diana, or law office, work in a different country. You can actually court report from the beach if they allow that. The career is in high demand, nationwide opportunities, and it does not require a 4-year degree. If you go to St. Philip's College, they have a free introductory course, and there is such a shortage of court reporters. When I keep telling you all not to bump into Diana's $10,000 equipment, they actually have loaners for you. And you can contact them at San Antonio ATOZ as in zebra at gmail.com. So, oh, sorry, San Antonio College. So that's what you can do. And there is a shortage of court reporters. So guess what? You will be hired immediately.
What's the major sporting event?
Oh, you can do probably like the Spurs basketball game, all of that, anything that requires closed captioning, a court reporter does that. However, unless you speak different languages, you cannot do subtitles for me on my K-dramas. All right, who is here on Carlotta Garcia? And after Carlotta Garcia, it's going to be Brandon Reese.
That would be me, Your Honor. And how are you?
Hi, all right.
Have you ever had pneumonia?
No. Well,
Let me suggest that you not do it just to say you had the experience.
I will say, I don't think I've ever had it, even as a child. But then I'm not good with illnesses. So I know I've been sick before and maybe I felt like pneumonia, but no.
It will give you a week off, which you'll spend in the hospital, being awakened every 2 hours to have your vital signs taken.
They do that, right?
Yeah. Now they put you on telemetry so they can tell when you're asleep, so they know when to come to take your vital signs.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 774, State of Texas versus Carlotta Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Bob Hicks, representing Ms. Garcia.
And are you Ms. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I do believe so.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Right. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
And just so everyone knows, I don't have that document. The application.
Oh, I'm sorry, I need to fill that out.
All right, we'll have you fill that out after we finished. All right, Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I certainly do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Right. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with theft under $2,500 enhanced? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and up
Your
to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, she has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do so believe.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Indeed, I do.
Ms. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $1,000 fine and state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yeah.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with HEB. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contender.
State, any evidence? Any objections?
We reviewed them, Your Honor. There are no objections.
All right, states, you may continue to confer. Going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate
Yes, Your
places?
Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. This unfortunate incident happened after she had a baby, and the state in its magnanimity had delayed getting her WIC benefits or anything, and she didn't have any money and needed to feed the kids and her pets. And she has learned her lesson, and I would hope that the court would go along with the state's recommendation and put it on deferred adjudication for a period of 2 years.
All right, why do you keep stealing?
I haven't stolen in a long time, Your Honor. I was just hard times, and at the time I actually was on drugs, but I'm clean now, so I have a clear mind.
All right, the whole thing where you're telling me I haven't stolen in a long time, that's not a good lead in. Because it appears that you keep going into places and taking things that don't belong to you. So why are you taking cosmetics from HEB?
I can't even recall what it was, Your Honor, to be honest with you. I was high at the time.
What drugs?
Heroin.
Okay. Do you have any children?
A 21-year-old. Yes, thank you.
All right, so what was,
17-year-old, and I had a miscarriage.
okay. If you're released, who would you live with?
I have my own apartment.
How long have you been in custody?
I've been in custody on the 20th. They brought me in. 19th to the 20th. I'm sorry.
When's the last time you had employment?
I've been employed off and on.
When I say employment, I mean steady employment. I mean, you work
Steady
40
employment.
hours and you get a paycheck at the end of those 40 hours.
Like 2021, I was hosting at Real Cantina.
I'm sorry, what?
At Real Cantina as a hostess.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine that'll be probated. And to the clerk, can you tell me what the court cost is for this?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be no contact with HEB.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means, I don't even think they have Handy Andy anymore.
Walmart, Judge.
Yeah.
About the only alternative.
Okay,
That's a ridiculous amount you pay at stop and go.
yes. There's to be 120 hours community service restitution that will not be waived. There's to be a referral to felony drug court and a TAP evaluation and custody. You need to be honest with felony drug court. You understand? Proof of employment. Within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits 1 time per month until in treatment. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And the UA hotline until further notice, to the clerk. All right, the court cost in this case is going to be $380 approximately. Will you be able to pay that on an installment plan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Probation, is there anything else she needs? Yes. So there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Using drugs is never a good thing, because you tell me you have children. They're old enough to know what's going on, right? And you don't want the last time you use to be the last time you use, because if the last time you use is the last time you use, you know what that means? That means that your body is going to be somewhere and somebody's going to have to identify your body. And I don't think you want your children, where's mom? And having your 21-year-old having to identify you. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Felony drug court is a very good program. You need to do your best to get in that program and be honest with them. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if you're accepted into felony drug court, you will not be under the umbrella of this court for me on your day-to-day basis with probation. You'll be receiving probation conditions from them. Right. I know you can be successful at it. Once you graduate, you let me know you're graduating. I'll show up at your graduation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's all.
May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Wait, don't go so fast.
All right, who is on Brandon Reese? And then after Brandon Reese, it will be Terrence Bowie. And on this one too, Adriana, I'll need to know the court costs. Court is calling 2023 CR 10131, State of Texas versus Brandon Anthony Reese. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Ron Ross for the defense.
Are you Mr. Reese? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Excuse me. Mr. Hicks. Hi. If you need to talk to her, she needs to go to the other end because we're on the record. We're back on the record. Mr. Reese, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Reese, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of felon in possession of a weapon? That is a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Reese, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Sure. Going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
It is, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by citing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 160 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Defense has no objection.
All right, state you may continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes. Yes, we'd like to, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He's got one prior felony. It was back in 2011. It wasn't a weapons charge. It was evading, I think. And I don't think he has any other felony cases. He understands that if he messes up, he's going to go to prison. He doesn't want to go to prison. I would just ask you to accept the plea bargain agreement, go ahead and sentence him to give him the 4 years probation.
All right, how many children do you have?
I have 2.
What are their ages?
One is 10, one is 7.
Are you involved in their life?
CPS, they took them like a long time ago.
Okay. Do you have any other children on the way? All right, what's up with the tattoo on the neck and all of that?
It's a Ferragamo symbol.
All right.
It's a Ferragamo.
All right, we know where we are, don't we? Because nobody is just putting symbols around just to, oh, I like this brand.
Yeah, it is Ferragamo.
Yeah.
I like that brand.
Yeah. Mhm. Nobody likes a brand that much to put it on their body. It amazes me, people who are not from San Antonio, when they see people with all the San Antonio Spurs, they're like, oh my gosh, they must really be into their team to put a spur on their head. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. When's the last time you had employment?
Well, I do temp. I also do like referral, like Medicare, health insurance referral. Yeah.
What do you mean you do referrals?
So I refer health insurance, like Medicaid. You know, like low.
Oh, are these
Like
the
for
people
people
who
that can't get it, like it's Medicaid insurance. So every person that I do refer that signs up, he pays me for.
so have
like
you
it's
been
Medicaid?
So are you
it's
calling
like
them on the
0
phone?
down, and you probably have to pay too much. So you can go to like a pharmacy, you know what I'm saying, and
So do you call these people on the phone?
I goes around and find them and ask them, do they want?
So you're not
Health care.
responsible for the spam calls I receive from that? Okay. So when you drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I probably dirty. No, I am. I am.
Okay, see,
I
you
am.
got to be honest with me right
I am.
now, because now's the time to let me know everything.
I
All
am.
right, what are you going to be dirty for?
Marijuana.
What else?
That's it. That's all I do. That's all I do.
Well, you can't do that anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, what's the court cost in this? All right, so the court costs in this case are approximately $325. Are you able to pay that off in installments?
Yes.
Okay. So the court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. How far did you go in school?
To 10.
Why? Why didn't you graduate? I tell people this all the time. You know what's a shame? School here is free. I've seen some documentaries where little children, elementary school children, they have to walk to go to school. And Lawrence O'Donnell has this thing, and I try to send donations to him. It's called Kids in Need of Desks. And you know what that is?
Need what?
Kids, KIDS, in need of desks, DESKS. And you know what it is? There's a country, and I want to say it's on the continent of Africa. It may be Malawi. They do not have desks for students to sit at. So they sit on the floor. And the floor, it's not carpeted. It's just a dirt floor. And so what he did, he said, you know what? These children need desks. So the donations go to this company that's there. So the people in the village, the men will have a job. They make desks for the students, and then the desks go to those students. And you know, those students who don't have electricity, don't have running water, some of them now, they've gone back. They are now doctors. And here in America, you will have people who come here, don't even speak the English language. Next thing you know who the valedictorian or first in class is? Somebody who came in here and didn't speak the language. I don't know what's wrong with people dropping out of school and acting like it's too hard. And since it's Black History Month, slaves were not even allowed to read. And here you are, don't have any barriers to going to school. And I'm sure if you needed a uniform, they would have paid for it, but you don't even need a uniform. You just show up. And guess what? That school in Malawi, they don't even get to go there and have breakfast and lunch and dinner and all of that. So there is absolutely no excuse. So other than hustling to get people to sign up for Medicaid, Medicare, because I'm not going to allow that, what skills do you have to make money?
I know how to do a lot of things.
Well, you're going to have to do it. And how much is that necklace?
Just a little nigga. Silver necklace, probably like.
I
silver
know.
necklace.
And the
that's probably like
earrings
about
and the teeth.
$50 or something like that.
Okay.
Silver.
All right. So there's going to be no harmful or injurious contact with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline, test him for levels. Proof of employment. And with the employment, he can no longer do what he's doing now. You're going to have to do something else. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow TAP recommendations. We'll start with intensive outpatient treatment, field visits, 1 time per month for 5 months, do the gang evaluation. Of course, if the Ferragamo comes back with what I think it's gonna come back, then you all probably won't need to do the field visits for one time a month. The gang supervision will handle that. There's gonna be 180 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if you are in some type, if you obtain your GED, or if you obtain some sort of certificate for a trade. You understand? And I know that when people have been to prison, it's hard to get trades or do this. But when I was a defense attorney, I had clients who would go to prison, they would get out and they would become, what is it called? Welders, because there's a big need for welders. And being in prison did not stop them from being able to do that. All right, probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, ma'am.
All right, last thing I'm gonna add is no unsupervised contact with minors. And let me just tell you the reason why I'm doing that. Because I know that you need to take care of yourself before you try to be in a relationship with somebody where they have young children. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Terrence Bowie.
Come on up, Terrence. Sure. Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
I don't know if you've seen them, Judge. Are you ready for me to?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
I've just been hired, and so
Yes.
I filed my notices this morning.
Okay.
It's got 3 cases. I'm gonna have to refile 2 of them. I just saw that I filed them as MTRs, but I will refile them. So I hadn't, obviously I hadn't been able to receive discovery. I did look at the files this morning and talked to Daniel already about a couple things that I'm hoping he'll be able to produce. As by ways of discovery, and so if I can get another pretrial setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I'm Bowie. If I can have a 30-day reset for discovery.
March 11th, thank
All
you.
right, that's your son is of age now, right?
My son?
Your child?
Yes, he's 24.
See how time flies by?
My goodness.
Because March 11th is spring break.
Oh, good.
All right, we'll see you on March 11th.
I'll be here.
They'll
Thank
give you a
Judge.
reset form, and then after that, you're excused.
You know, I happen to enjoy spring break myself, though, Judge. It's not only a
I know.
underage kids deal.
I understand.
11, what day is that? Guess I'm putting my spring break on Tuesday.
All right, who is here on Jacob Cavazos?
Present, Your Honor.
And are y'all ready to proceed on the motions?
We are.
All right, could I have the file stamp, please? Thank you. No.
You treat them as a federal, federal charges. When the judge asks. True or not true. What's your condition for one? Yeah, it's true.
All right. Court is going to call 2014 CR 1188 2014 CR 1189, and 2016 CR 8201, State of Texas versus Jacob Cavazos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor. Michael DeLeon for Mr. Cavazos.
And are you Mr. Cavazos?
Yes.
All right. Previously, the court had placed on the record that your previous attorney, you had had no contact with him. So Mr. DeLeon was appointed. Mr. DeLeon, are you waiving notice?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cavazos. And cause number 2014 CR 1189 and 2014 CR 1188. I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And next, I'm going to show you in cause number 2016 CR 8201, Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And cause number 2014 CR 1188, are you the same Jacob Cavazos who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2014 CR 1188 for the offense of manufactured delivery of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on May 5th, 2014 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you the same Jacob Cavazos who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2014 CR 1189 for the offense of manufacturing delivery of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on May 5th, 2014 for a period of 10 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you the same Jacob Cavazos who's placed on community supervision in 2016 CR 8201 for the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation on February 13th, 2017 for a term of 3 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that you? Yeah. Well, these are all before my time. All right, state, are you proceeding on the motion on the same allegation in each motion?
We are, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state reading the allegation once and your client's answer be for all motions?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. It's just a little different because I believe that he's just been adjudicated on the family violence case. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's
Okay.
correct.
But the violations are the same. Violating condition number 1, on or about the 7th day of September 2018 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jacob Cavazos committed the offense of federal charges for a controlled substance and violation condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violating condition.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1 and cause number 2014 CR 1188, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1 in 2014 CR 1189, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1 in 2016 CR 8201, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 3 years in the prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation condition number 1?
Yes.
And each cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And a clause number 2014 CR 1188 and 2014 CR 1189 adjudicate guilt and revoke the individual office community supervision and sentence him to 8 years in Texas Department of Corrections. And then a clause number 2016 CR 8201 revoke the individual office of supervision and sentence him to 3 years in Texas Department of Justice.
All right, is that the proposed agreement?
That is the proposed agreement, Your Honor. He does have, we asked that he get credit for any back state time that he has. Plus, he's been in federal custody since 2018. He had a 75-month sentence for the federal drug charges out of condition number 1. So we just asked that any credit be given to him for the federal time that he's done.
All right. Anything you wish to say?
No, ma'am.
Then, and cause number ending in 1188, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served in Bexar County, and then credit for any time served since 2018 in federal custody. And let me see if there anything else. Was there any restitution?
Federal or?
No, here in this case.
Yes, ma'am, there was, when I was on probation.
$131 to FAPD judge.
All right, did you pay any of that?
I paid some restitution when I was on probation. I haven't finished paying restitution.
All right,
No judge, and then the $50 to Crime Stopper.
all right, so restitution to SAPD for how much? $131, and then how much to Crime Stoppers? And then $50 to Crime Stoppers. This will run concurrent with 2014 CR 1189 and 2016 CR 8201. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing under that cause number?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Cavazos, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, we're going to proceed in 2014 CR 1189. The court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served in Bexar County, and of course, finding you guilty. Give you credit for any time served in federal custody beginning in 2018. All right, was there restitution?
The 131 to SAPD and the $50 Crime Stopper.
All right, does it appears that that was concurrent? Because it seems like it's the same price.
They were granted the same day.
All right. All right, so your sentence and then in the cause number ending in 1189 is 8 years in the prison, credit for any time served. Credit for any time served in Bexar County, credit for any time served in federal custody beginning in 2018. Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as in the other case, this is running concurrent with the cause number ending in 1188 and 2016 CR 8201. Next, we're going to proceed in cause number 2016 CR 8201. The court will follow your agreement, revoke you, sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served in Bexar County, credit for any time served in federal custody since 2018. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Tanisha Currie, Currie. This will run concurrent with cause numbers ending in 1188 and 1189. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cavazos, you're going to have to do better. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Unless you want to spend the rest of your life locked up.
Definitely not coming back. You ain't gotta worry about that.
All right. Not even for a visit, right?
Nah, well, I don't know about that one. I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna visit my people because
All right, well,
I
good luck to
understand
you.
the struggle they're going through.
Okay, good luck to you. All right, everyone, we are taking our noon break. So Deputy Laura, these are the people who need to come back. Frank Sanchez. And Mr. DeLeon, if you could hang around just a minute, please. Virgilio Balsadua. All right, the people who need to come back. Frank Sanchez.
Yes.
Virgilio Balsadua. Amadean Smith.
Yes.
Paul Cantu. Gus Gallegos. And I believe, put a hold on Stephen Estrada, but I don't think he's supposed to be here.
I don't think this attorney's gonna show up.
Yeah.
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 He was supposed to come in and confer.
Okay. But everybody else send him back.
Yes, just send him back. And can I see the file on Estrada, please?